So hey everyone, welcome to the Tar Series 7. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the Doctor Who Regeneration set. This is based on the Power of the Doctor, as well as the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, which will be airing this November, which I'm very excited about. I got this from Who North America. They're an amazing online store if you haven't ever heard of them. They're pretty much where I pick up all my Doctor Who stuff, and I believe this was a UK online exclusive, so really cool to have this. We got this really cool bio for the 13, 14 Doctors, as well as Power of the Doctor, and they look really great in box, but let's get them out of box. And again, they look amazing. I think some of the online images did not do these two justice. They look amazing in hand, but looking at the 13th Doctor first, I think the likeness to Jodie Whittaker is pretty incredible. My character always does a pretty good job, in my opinion, on likenesses, but the one here is pretty great. And then the hair is detailed nicely too. Now, she's also wearing this costume, which the Master puts on in the actual story, which I think is cool. Instead of just giving us a generic Jodie, they actually made like a new version. And obviously, this was done to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the BBC and all the different costumes that the Doctor has had over that, kind of 60 years it's been on, but still to kind of celebrate the BBC. So it's kind of cool that they did this. But yeah, it looks great. Now, here's a comparison with some of the other Doctors and what they've worn and how it all kind of ties in this costume. And obviously, there's some differences on some of these. It's not 100% one to accurate because some of these wore different costumes, but I still thought it'd be a fun little comparison there. Now, looking at the 14th Doctor, so when this thing was first announced, a lot of people like myself didn't really think it looked much like David Tennant, which is weird considering how many David Tennant's the character options has made. But in hand, it definitely looks a lot more like him. I think it's just honestly the way it's presented. Like sometimes things don't look right in promotional pictures, but he's got the gray on the hair there, which is really nice, and the face looks really good too. I think too it's kind of just startling because it's based on a more older David Tennant, so it kind of looks different than what they typically use, and I'm really glad that they gave him a new head in general instead of just reusing the old one, because obviously David does look a little bit older in the new special. And the jacket's very nicely detailed. It's kind of got this like little bits of creases and stuff, and then you got the buttons up there and it looks nice, and then you have his vest with his tie, and then moving down you have his pants with the checkers as well as the shirts. Did I just say shirts? His shoe. I don't know why I said shirts there. But anyways, yeah, he looks pretty good. And he can hold the 13th Doctor song Screwdriver too, which is pretty cool. And then here's a comparison with the previous 10th Doctor. Again, you can obviously see there is some differences in likeness because obviously he's just a little bit older in the new special. And I think it's best that they went with the new head in general, because I don't think that old head, even though I do think it looks just like him, I don't think it would have really worked as well here. And I do believe they use the same legs, but that's okay. But yeah, as you can see, it looks pretty good. Now, in terms of articulation, Jodie, I believe, is on a ball joint and has 360 of the arms as well as a 360 there, and single joint elbows, 360 at the wrist. Her legs are forwards, backwards, and outwards, but you can't really move them because of how she's sculpted, and she does have bendability at the knee. Now, for the 14th Doctor, he has a 360 at the head, 360 of the arms, but he can also swing them out, which is really cool. 360 there, single joint elbow, and 360 at the wrist. He does have some torso articulation, but again, it's kind of hindered. The legs are forwards, backwards, and outwards, and you have a single joint at the knee. So in terms of articulation, pretty much what you would expect with character options, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And I like how he can swing his arms out like he's actually regenerating, because I don't think they've done many of these David Tennants where he can actually swing the arm out. Now, here's a comparison with some of the previous Doctors that Character Options has released, and yeah, I think this is pretty great. Overall, I really like this set. I like the likeness of both of these, and again, it definitely looks a lot better in hand. I cannot wait for the 60th anniversary specials, and I think they did a really good job with it. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.